I like to watch.
Once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. Consume you it will.
Everyone's talking about Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and with good reason. One of the hottest topics, of course, is the origin of the film's badass protagonist, Rey. The film raises many questions about who Rey is, and in true J.J. Abrams fashion, leaves us in speculation until at least Episode 8. There seem to be three main theories, and while there are good points to each, it may be better if none of them are true. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at the top theories, and then let's look at the big problem with all of them. Perhaps the most prevailing theory floating around is that Rey is the daughter of Luke Skywalker, and there are several moments in The Force Awakens that could work with this idea. Rey obviously shares several parallels with young Luke. She lives on a desert, she seeks adventure, and she shows early signs of Force sensitivity. She clearly has potential to bring back the Jedi, and she has a connection with Luke's lightsaber, even fighting with it in the climactic battle. She discovers the lightsaber seconds after a flashback to her childhood, where she is separated from her family, who, according to Maz, are never coming back for Rey. Rey is the one who finally tracks Luke down at the end, and her only companions, R2 and Chewie, stay below while Rey climbs up to the mountaintop on which Luke resides alone. She presents him with his lightsaber, which could mean many things. Is she asking to be trained as a Jedi? Is she imploring Luke to return from his exile? The look he gives her is tough to read as well. There seems to be some recognition, but is it that of a father seeing his daughter? If so, who's her mother? In the expanded universe, which granted is no longer canon, Luke married a woman named Mara Jade and had a son named Ben, which is the name of Han and Leia's son in The Force Awakens. So perhaps we'll see something similar with Rey. It wouldn't be the first time the film borrows from the EU, canon or not. Speaking of Han and Leia, let's discuss the possibility that Rey is the other child of Han and Leia. In the EU, the couple had twins named Jacen and Jaina. Jacen turns to the dark side, sound familiar, and Jaina is forced to kill her own brother as a result. Since Kylo Ren is the dark son in the film, could Rey be his light counterpart? And what about the motherly hug Leia gives Rey at the end, and the clear connection and similarities Rey shares with Han Solo? Or Maz's cryptic question of who's the girl, to which we never hear Han's response. On the other hand, there are issues with this theory as well. If Rey is Han's daughter, why doesn't he seem to recognize her? And why would Han and Leia neglect to discuss a daughter when they discuss Kylo Ren? There would be a lot of explaining to do. Perhaps the third most prevalent theory is that Rey is the daughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I think there's quite a bit of support for this one. When Rey finds Luke's lightsaber in the basement of Maz's castle, she has a series of visions and hears several voices. One of these is the voice of Obi-Wan, provided by both the late Sir Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan says, "Rey, these are your first steps." That by itself doesn't mean much, or does it? When Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader, the Jedi Order dissolved, which would have given Obi-Wan the freedom to start a family, intentionally or not. We don't know what occurred in Obi-Wan's life between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. We only know he spent a lot of time hermiting in the desert. And look at Rey's accent. Yes, Daisy Ridley's British, but so is John Boyega, who did an American accent for the film. True, there are plenty of other Brits in the film, but it still makes you wonder. So these are the three top contenders for Rey's family, and while each have some interesting points, it is all speculation at this point. In fact, some think that the filmmakers don't even know the answer to this question yet and are gauging responses of the fans. But here's another thought. What if none of them are true? We're all just assuming that Rey is related to our heroes because this is how the series has always operated. But what if Rey had developed the traits of a Jedi on her own? In some ways, crediting Rey's heritage with giving her power might undermine it slightly. And, well, it would mean that we'd have to discuss...
What are midichlorians?
Midichlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within all living cells, and we are symbionts with them. Life forms living together for mutual advantage. Without the midichlorians, life could not exist, and we would have no knowledge of the Force. The midichlorians...
We can speculate all we want, and we still may be wrong. Perhaps Rey will bring something new to the story that doesn't suck the way midichlorians did. Regardless of the outcome, or who shows up on the family Christmas or Life Day card, the new Hero Quest will be a blast to watch. This is Carlin Catastrophe with 2 Cents Cinema. And may the Force be with you.